Good afternoon, Niall. How are you on this fine sunny day?
I'm absolutely fantastic, Peter. Great to see you.
Good man, good man. Well, thank you very much for your time this afternoon, Niall. It's great to meet you. Could you tell me a little about yourself and your business, please?
So yes, Peter. So I have about 25 years experience working with various organizations. I worked for a bank for 8 years. I worked for universities, TV companies, and a manufacturing company. And then 5 years ago, something personal happened to myself and made me reevaluate my my career, and I decided to go on my own. And I launched Atlanticus Digital, which will be 5 years in July. And basically, we work with HubSpot, HubSpot CRM, as a solutions partner. So we help our clients onboard on the software, look at things like integrations between other systems, look at sales, marketing, and service, and using HubSpot as that system. We've had a fantastic year so far. We're now one of the leading partners in Ireland, on the island of Ireland. And we just recently become a diamond partner as well. So really, really happy with the way that's gone.
Fantastic. Now, tell me, I want the truth here, Nana. When you were growing up, did you envisage being ever in your life a diamond partner with HubSpot?
Well, I'm going to show my age a bit here, Peter, but there was no such thing as HubSpot or Google or Facebook when I was growing up. We had a computer where if you got you used to buy magazines for this computer. It was called Texas Instrument. If you remember those, you used to do the calculators. It used to be a computer, and they would send you on like a magazine with code, and you'd have to put in reams and reams of code to get a game, which was like a bat and ball to be played. So there's no systems like HubSpot or anything like that. I wanted to be a DJ when I was a teenager. So I'm big into my dance music and the electronic music, or footballer. And neither of those, I was very good. A good ear for music. Not particularly good at football, but love it all the same. So no, not at all.
Yeah, so I think, well, I can relate to Texas Instruments and computer magazines and so on. Yeah, I would love to say that I didn't know what you're talking about, but I know exactly what you're talking about. So, yeah. So tell me now, in HubSpot partnership, so who would be your ideal customer?
That's a very, very good question. I have my own personas, and I would recommend any business to start evaluating who their ideal personas are, what their challenges are, how your business can alleviate those challenges. I have specific personas, but in a general sense, it would be anyone who wants to grow and grow their business. So typically, it would be businesses with a sales team, whether that's 1 to 5 or it's larger than that, and also a marketing function in there, and that they're willing to grow using a system such as HubSpot. So that would be my ideal. I have clients that are mainly in UK and Ireland, but also as far afield as Australia and South Africa. And US as well.
Brilliant. And tell me, you've got a lot of experience, as you said earlier on. What would you say has been your biggest learning since launching Atlanticus Digital?
Well, I always remember, funny, I bumped into my business advisor when I brought my business plan into him, and he asked me, what's the reason you want to run your own business? And I said, well, I want to be my own boss. And he laughed and he said to me, your clients are going to be your boss. And that is so, so true. So I think the biggest learning for me has been managing the expectations of my customers, but also managing my time has been, give yourself a bit of time back, because it can help in abundance, even if it's just half an hour for a walk. And now I've fallen into a few bad habits recently where that hasn't happened. And it's just because of the current environment. We've had 2 bank holidays there. There's a bit of a bottleneck, but really it's so true. Giving yourself that time to and using that time effectively just to relax and recuperate and enjoy yourself, because I suppose this is one of the things that a lot of people go out and become, start their own businesses to give you autonomy and to give you that time back. But it's a lot different when you start kind of acting on it rather than what you envisaged at the start.
Tell me, Niall, who would be the first person that springs to mind if I say the word success?
That's again, we could look at, even somebody like Lionel Messi as a footballer, as an example, is somebody who just strives to constantly improve themselves, or Cristiano Ronaldo. But from a business sense, I suppose it would have to be I suppose Richard Branson. I've always admired him. I've always admired the way he treats his customers with humility, and even though he lives on an island in the middle of the Pacific, he's still very down to earth, and he comes across like that. But I think it's that case of constantly wanting to innovate, and actually the name Atlanticus Digital comes from the Atlanticus Codex, which is Leonardo da Vinci. So that's the Codex has all his innovations and his designs, and it's a constant way of improving himself. And that's why I read the biography on him, an absolutely fantastic book. But just to see how he wanted to completely challenge himself all the time, create a vehicle that could fly in that day and age, really, with no engines or anything else like that. I just thought it was it's incredible. But I always look up to people who are constantly looking to improve themselves. They're not happy with the status quo. They're not happy with themselves. They constantly want to make themselves a better person on a daily basis, and that's the sort of people that I look up to.
Very good, very inspiring. And tell me, what's the biggest challenge that you've faced in your business now?
And again, that's a really good question. I think for me at this point, it's growing, and it's how that growth starts. I'm in that position now where I have now got partners that are coming in. Which is great. It's letting go of certain aspects of your business. I've always been told that is the biggest challenge for people when you bring new people into the business, is letting that aspect of your business go. And I've got better and better at that. But I would say that's the biggest challenge for me, is knowing that there's a better person to do that job. That could help your business. So really taking a step back and looking at your business holistically, rather than thinking, that's mine, letting somebody else that's going to be better qualified and better than you to do that aspect of the business. So that has been a challenge, but I'm getting better at it. I don't think it ever leaves a business owners anyway, when they're even if they have hundreds of employees, that lack of control sometimes can be a bit unnerving.
Yeah, it's not the first time I've heard that. If that makes you feel any better, it's definitely not the first time I've heard that. And so, what inspires you now? What inspires you the most today?
It's back to your original question there about creativity and the constant strive to kind of always improve yourself. I mean, for example, I have about 30 certifications with HubSpot, and they expire. I do them again. I'm a fellow with the Chartered Institute of Marketing. I'm went back and did my degree and my master's a few years ago. So I'm constantly looking. There's other things that I'm looking at and going, I want to do that. I want to do that. And it's never stopping. There probably is a case of maybe not being content, which could be an argument is maybe a flaw, but I just think there's so much in this technology. There's so much with marketing that's been such a huge advance. You're looking ChatGPT, the next big thing at the moment. There's opportunities to really harness and embrace that as a technology. There are obviously pitfalls as well. But for me, it's definitely looking at making yourself a better person as an individual, and then you can maybe inspire other people that are part of that journey to do the same.
And now, if it were possible, we could go back a few years and speak to your 18-year-old self to give some advice to, other than keep going with the DJ. What advice would you give to your 18-year-old self if it were possible?
It's a very different era. I mean, I grew up in the 90s, and there really wasn't anything like social media in there.
It was great then, wasn't it?
It was great. It was a great thing. I think possibly never, don't take yourself too seriously. I was at a juncture probably when I was 18. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was actually looking at PE, at becoming a PE teacher. So I did leisure studies in the local technical college there. And then I decided, no, hold on a minute, computers. So I did my BTech in computers. But I was constantly, if I made a mistake, I was very hard on myself. If I didn't maybe pass an exam or anything like that, I was very hard on myself as well. And the fact that mistakes are there for a reason, I've learned so much from the mistakes I make. I make mistakes every day. Like everyone, we're only human. But I took it to heart sometimes, and really that's it's there as a learning opportunity, I suppose. And even I was speaking to somebody today, and they said that my spelling. Now I'm so reliant on spell checker and Grammarly, and that I don't need to make a mistake. There's something there that can correct my mistakes for me, but probably not to take myself so seriously. And not to be so self-critical of yourself. I think that comes with age, I suppose.
And tell me about the rest of 2023. What does that look like for your business? What are your goals for this year now?
So we've just recently acquired a very kind of large public sector contract that we're working with at the moment, and it's that growth opportunity, Peter. We have got an integration partner now on board as part of our team, so it's given us greater flexibility to allow us to use CRM systems, but also to integrate with other systems as well. The other area has been web development. So it's something that I've always had to kind of pass off to maybe other organizations or agencies. But again, we've got a really, really good web design partner that I can rely on to allow me to do that. So building that partnership base is allowed me for better quality of services that I can provide for my clients then as well.
Fantastic. Well, look, that sounds fascinating, particularly the story and the integration and HubSpot. And I'm sure it offers a lot to a lot of potential businesses. So if somebody likes what they've heard and wants to reach out now, what's the best way for them to go about that?
Well, Peter, the best place to get me personally is on LinkedIn, and just send me a an invite, more than happy. Just Niall Parfitt there. My organization is on there, Atlanticus Digital, so you can search for that. You can also search for me under Twitter as well, Niall Parf at Niall Parf, and that's also Atlanticus D is there. And then you've got my website, which is www.atlanticusdigital.com. And there we're constantly updating and sending out kind of helpful blogs and information. And there's tons of resources there, guides on CRM systems, email calculators, and things that can really help businesses, and they're free. So more than happy to reach out, and I'll be looking to speak to any organizations that are willing to grow, that don't have an active CRM system at the moment, maybe still using spreadsheets. Believe it or not, there's still people out there that are using spreadsheets. So if they want to use a really, really kind of high level, innovative CRM system, then to give me a shout.
Superb. Well, Niall Parfitt from Atlanticus Digital, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. It's been really cool hearing about your story, your journey, and indeed, I wish you a happy birthday for a couple of months' time for Atlanticus. Happy
thank
birthday.
you. Thanks very much.
So thank you very much indeed, and I wish you all the success for the remainder of 2023 and beyond. Thanks very much, Niall.
Thanks a million, Peter. Thank you.